How's it going today, everyone? I am Troy from Marks on Media, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things, which is The Witcher. And we're going to be talking about it on Netflix. We're going to be talking about it on video games. Good time had by all, except for Henry Cavill, who unceremoniously quit the show because, well, we don't really have any solid answers. But the educated guess shows that he didn't like what they were doing with the show. They went totally against the lore. They went totally against the books, against all the source material, and he told them from Jump Street he didn't like that, and he didn't want that to happen, and he followed through with his threats that says, I will never leave the show unless they do all of that. They did all of that. He left the show. So, it is what it is. But anyway, we're going to be talking about not the show, but since he completely left, the new movie, which is an animated movie that they're coming out with just in a few weeks, actually, about a month from now. It's going to have voice acting from the other people from the show, but not him. So it's a little. He's going to be very conspicuous by his absence, considering the animated movie actually ties in with the show. We'll get into that, and we'll talk about all the updates, anything we might know about the remake of the Witcher 1 game that's going to be coming out. Heaven knows when. We got The Witcher 4 coming out, and they're going to be making a sequel to Cyberpunk 2077 here soon. Right now, it's called Project Orion, I believe. We'll get into what little bit we know about it right now moving forward. But before we begin, my name is Troy. This is Marks on Media. If you could, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell to be notified every time I post brand new content. That'd be super cool. You don't have to toss a coin to your Witcher, but you can toss a subscription to me, and I would be very appreciative of that. But now, let's get into it.
Marks on Media.
This from Screen Rant. Netflix's new Witcher movie makes Henry Cavill's Geralt recast even more disappointing. How so? We'll have to dive into that. Netflix dropped a trailer for The Witcher Sirens of the Deep, and the upcoming anime movie makes Henry Cavill's Geralt recast even more disappointing. Based on Andrzej Sapkowski's short story, A Little Sacrifice, The Witcher Sirens of the Deep will debut on February 11th. It will throw Geralt in the middle of a conflict between humans and merpeople, and judging by The Witcher Sirens of the Deep's trailer, it will be an action-packed addition to the franchise. It would even live up to the success of The Witcher's former anime movie, Nightmare of the Wolf. I actually got to check that one out. I forgot it existed. I don't know. Is it any good? I hadn't heard any reviews. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes.
One eternity later.
100%. Wow. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's crazy. That's critics, and then 83% popcorn meter. Must be good. I mean, it's obviously not centered around Geralt. The world of The Witcher expands in this anime origin story. Before Geralt, there was his mentor, Vesemir. Follows Vesemir. Cool. I am into it. I'll have to check it out. Either way, and I'll definitely check out Sirens of the Deep. It looks awesome. I did see the trailer a while ago. The debut date got away from me, but it comes out in like a month. I'm excited. While another animated take on The Witcher is something to look forward to, perhaps the most exciting aspects of Sirens of the Deep is its cast. Anya Shalatra and Joey Beatty will return to voice Yennefer of Vengerberg and Jaskier, respectively. By the way, I gotta point out again, I'm so glad they call him Jaskier and not Dandelion, like in the book. Yeah, it's a bad English translation. But anyway, however, Geralt will be portrayed by someone new to Netflix's franchise, Doug Cockle, who voices Geralt in The Witcher games, is taking on the lead role in the anime film. Having Geralt's original voice actor back as the character is a huge deal, but the movie's portrayal of him highlights Cavill's absence, making it bittersweet. Yeah. And Sirens of the Deep Geralt looks like Henry Cavill's character, but isn't played by him. That's the biggest thing, is look at him. Right there. That is Cavill.
Yup!
According to Netflix, The Witcher Sirens of the Deep is set during the first season of the live-action series, specifically between episodes 5 and 6. This means the anime film is striving for continuity with the original show, and Geralt's design speaks to that. The Geralt seen in the Sirens of the Deep trailer bears a strong resemblance to Cavill's iteration of the character. This makes sense. From the connection between projects to the character design, it's clear that the film's Geralt is supposed to be Cavill's character, making his departure that much sadder. Yeah, and they have similar familiar faces from the live-action series, which we just talked about. Yeah, so, I mean, it's cool that they got Doug Cockle. If they're going to get anybody, I'm glad they didn't get Liam Hemsworth in Henry Cavill's body. I get that. And the casting of Liam Hemsworth is pissing a lot of people off. I get that, because people just don't like him. And this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. But if you look at games Geralt, and you look at book art Geralt, and then you look at what Liam Hemsworth looks like as Geralt, I think he looks good. And I think he's got the right voice for it. But it's one of those, like the David Cornsweet thing, him as Superman. If Henry Cavill hadn't done it first, we wouldn't be sitting there going, oh my god, this sucks. Like, I think David Cornsweet is going to kill it as Superman. I really do. But there's no denying that Henry Cavill looks like Superman ripped off the page and come to life. Just like he might not look exactly like Geralt, but he looked good as Geralt, and he did a great job as Geralt. And the way he was all done up to look like him, the way he played the character was just, it was iconic. And I think he's going to kill it in Highlander, in the remake of Highlander. So, and it's directed by the guy who does John Wick. So that's going to be awesome. But either way, tough break for Liam Hemsworth. I know a lot of people are going to be tuning out of the show because of him. My wife said she doesn't really have interest in finishing it up with him. I get it. There's supposed to be a season 4 and 5 with him. We shall see if they keep to that, because they're losing interest, I'll say, by the mass. But let's get into the game here. There's not a lot to go over. Not a whole lot of new information, but it's just compiled information that we have already. This from GameSpot. I kind of scrolled past some of the information that was just like, when is it going to come out? What's it going to be on? This, that, and the other. And they're like, meh. So, like, they wasted half of the article just saying, we don't know. Dumb. But here we go. The Witcher Remake story, setting, and characters. The Witcher Remake is a new version of the game, rebuilt from the ground up. CD Projekt Red boss Adam Badowski said, going back to this place and remaking the game for the next generation of gamers to experience feels just as big, if not bigger, than the studio when the studio first released the original game in 2007. And the game is based on Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski's novel series, taking place in medieval blah, 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 blah. Before we move on there, speaking of Andrzej Sapkowski, I got a lot of people butthurt in my last video because I said I was complaining that he was not consulted on the Witcher 4 game before they went ahead and changed lore and kind of went out with their own lore and all that other stuff. So, a lot of people were like, well, he doesn't really care. He just made it for money. And he's kind of he's kind of sour about the fact that, this was just something cheap and quick to make him a couple bucks. And it's what he's most remembered for. But he doesn't even care about it. And he laughs at his fans who care about lore and whatever, which I think is a pretty effed up thing to do. But if you want to write something with deep lore, you want to write something great that will be remembered, or if you just want to write something that'll make you a quick buck, I've got the perfect thing for you to check out, and it's the sponsor of this video, Magic BOOKIFIER. Have you ever wished you could turn your ideas into a book faster than Randy Orton can snap off an RKO out of nowhere? Sounds too good to be true, right? Oh, but it's not. It's 100% possible with today's sponsor, Magic BOOKIFIER. Magic BOOKIFIER is an incredibly user-friendly AI tool designed to help you create your books effortlessly. Whether you're crafting epic stories, how-to guides, or even brainstorming ideas like Hulk Hogan versus Godzilla. This tool can take your concepts and transform them into full chapters or even a complete book. The best part, you don't have to spend hours staring at a blank page. Just type in your idea and Magic Bookifier does a heavy lifting for you. You don't need to be a seasoned writer, you just need to have a great idea. Magic Bookifier takes care of the rest, making the whole process fast, easy, and fun. Imagine finally bringing your dream book to life. Whether it's a quirky concept like Gumby fights the Avengers or a guide to design the perfect magic system for your novel, Magic Bookifier will help make it happen. Thinking about making some extra cash? Magic Bookifier can help you create an ebook to sell online or just create something unique to share with friends and family. And here's the kicker. Right now, Magic Bookifier is offering a lifetime deal. Pay once and enjoy it forever. No subscriptions, no hidden fees. So if you ever wanted to write a book, this is your sign to make it happen. I am. You can too. Don't miss out. Click my special link down in the video description and grab the lifetime deal and start turning your ideas into reality today. Trust me, once you try Magic Bookifier, you'll be hooked on how easy and enjoyable it is to create something amazing. Huge thanks to Magic Bookifier for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back at it. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next Andrei Sapkowski and actually care about something that you wrote with the help of Magic Bookifier, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Getting back to this, what we know thus far. The Witcher Remake game engine. It's going to be Unreal Engine 5, which is the standard now for video games. It was originally made on CD Projekt Red's own Red engine, which I don't think exists anymore. They definitely haven't updated it, that's for sure. Who's developing The Witcher Remake? CD Projekt Red, the same studio from the beginning. They have full creative supervision. There you go. Well, I guess it's Fool's Theory for the remake, but CD Projekt Red is going to be like supervising them, basically like over their shoulder. I don't know if Fool's Theory is apparently they're not like a part of. Oh yeah, okay. So they previously worked at CD Projekt Red on the original Witcher game, so that makes sense why they would be doing this. Kind of like I just released a short the other day about Dawn of Bloodwalker. I think is what it's called. Was released by another studio that just came out, Something Wolves. I feel bad. It's been a couple of days. Sorry. But that studio are a bunch of members of CD Projekt Red that left like 3 years ago after the disastrous release of Cyberpunk 2077. And they're like, dude, we can go do our own thing. Get away from this. Or like rats jumping off a sinking ship. I don't think CD Projekt Red is toast. But, I mean, they're handing this off. Hopefully we get something soon. But that might actually be a good thing if you want this game, because they're more focused, like I said at the jump for this video, they're more focused on The Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2077's sequel, which right now is codenamed Project Orion. But last bit here, The Witcher Remake development news. A key difference between the original Witcher and the remake is that the remake will be fully open world. Not only was the first Witcher game presented in a more linear fashion, the sequel, Assassins of Kings, was as well. These games featured large open zone players could explore. However, progressing in the story past certain key points would move players to a new zone, closing off the previous area entirely, like most games back then would do. The series didn't go fully open world until 2015's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. According to Jacob Rokos, I believe is how it's pronounced, who heads up the remake's development, Fool's Theory, parts of the Witcher that are outdated or are simply bad will be removed. Yeah. I'll get to that here in a minute. They kind of touch on it in the last paragraph here. Speaking to The Edge via Games Radar, Rokos said that first and foremost, we need an honest, down-to-earth analysis of which parts are simply bad, outdated, and need to be remade. But these changes will be done while highlighting the parts that are great, should be retained, or are direct key pillars that can't be discarded for the remake. Some fans have already began predicting which elements would be sent to the chopping block. Obvious changes include dated combat and traversal systems. Yeah, I mean, for sure. While online, fans are speculating that Geralt's infamous romance cards won't be included in the remake either, which I've said in previous videos I could give a crap less about that. I don't need to collect Gunnar material in my fantasy video game. I just don't need it. I'm good. But yeah, so that's all the news they have thus far. It's not a lot. It's all they got so far on The Witcher 1 remake. Hopefully, like I said, because it's being made by a third-party studio, I know it's being supervised by CD Projekt Red, but hopefully they're making some good progress with it. I mean, it's been a couple of years since they made the announcement. I guess we'll see. We got a lot of cool games coming out. A lot of cool open-world fantasy games coming out. Dawn of the Bloodwalker, The Dawn of Bloodwalker, which I mentioned earlier, is we're going to get some gameplay footage on it this summer, and supposedly it's going to be dropping at near the end of the year, maybe, perhaps. I guess we'll see. The Witcher 4, it remains to be seen if it'll be good or not. We got some crappy open-world games like Assassin's Creed Shadow, blah, 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 blah. And Ghost of Tsushima, The Ghost of Yotei might be good. Again, that remains to be seen. The first one was great, so we'll see how it goes with this one. And hopefully, Witcher 1 will be good and look good. I'm keeping an open mind about it, and if it looks great, I will buy it because I enjoyed The Witcher 3, and I would like to play a remastered and a remade Witcher 1. They did that with Final Fantasy VII. I know it's a completely different company, but they did that with Final Fantasy VII, and it turned out fantastic. So, people are getting into it all over again. So I love it. I love the updated graphics. You've got voiceovers now. The gameplay is amazing. Just is really fun. But anyway, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about all this. I personally enjoy it. I'm going to be looking out for it. I'm happy about it. Let me know what you guys all think down in the comments section. And if you're going to be watching that Witcher anime that's going to be coming out, are you excited that Doug Cockle is going to be voicing Geralt? Are you upset that it's no longer Henry Cavill? Are you going to watch seasons 4 and 5, if there is going to be a 5, of The Witcher? Or are you kind of tuned out by now? But either way, join in the discussion down below. If you want to read the articles, I link them down in the video description as well. Don't forget to get your lifetime deal for Magic BOOKIFIER as well. Thank you again for sponsoring the show, or the video, I should say. And also, the rest of you, if you could please share this video around to everyone you know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to stay up to date every time I post brand new content. That would be super cool of all of you. I am Troy from Arxon Media. Toss a subscription my way, like tossing a coin to The Witcher, and I'll see you next time.